What is going on, everybody? Tonight, just like every Monday night, we're going to talk about all the figures that went up in the past week that we think are going to look great under your lights and in front of your lenses. So, for anybody checking this out on the replay, comment and let me know what figures have been shown off in the past week that went up for pre-order that you are most excited to check out when it comes to taking photos. It's really the big thing. We'll also be talking just about a couple really quick reveals for SDCC, and then we'll be talking a little bit of news. We'll get those kind of things out of the way. Then we'll get into the rockin' photogenic figures that I saw in the past week, and then get to chatting to everybody else about what I missed, because you guys always have stuff up there that I have no idea about, and then I see them and I'm thinking, that's really cool, and then I want to spend money. So maybe I should skip that part. I kid. So let's see. We've got AR in the chat saying hello. Hello, AR. How are you, man? Thank you for stopping by. The good Mr. Elliman. Woo! Hello, Photo Dave. Hello, sir. Thank you for stopping in and checking what's going on this fine evening. Also, we have tea with a little bit of honey, but it's decaf. We have to sleep sometimes. All right. So let's start this up right now, right here, right now, with Harry. Harry! Dave, that's me. Thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. Good Lord, my brain stopped working for a minute. All right. Just a couple real quick things from SDCC. We've got McFarlane showing these guys off. This is, let's see, Agent Liberty is this one. Now, I wanted to show them off. McFarlane's been doing a lot better when it comes to accessories, when it comes to their figures and all that, especially collector editions tend to have quite a bit of stuff going with them. So I figured this one will probably be all right. And if they engineer the articulation just right, I think you could go ahead and consider this thing a photogenic figure. So we'll see what goes on there. And then this, it's not something I normally talk about, but Target still has the Batman animated series Batmobile, and I kind of want it, even though it would go with somebody like my Mafex Nightfall / Night Crusader Batman, or probably more my black Hush Batman, or maybe even my blue Hush Batman. Basically, it would be used for my Mafex Batman figures. But I still think it's really cool. And because of that, I figured I should probably spotlight this thing here, the Batman Beyond Old Man Bruce with Ace. I don't know about you guys. I thought Batman Beyond was a really cool cartoon. I wish that Bruce had an opportunity to shine a little more than he did, but I think this looks really good. Obviously, it's not going to be crazy articulated. It does come with Ace and a cane. So I know it's just a reissue of something else that was released a while back. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on with this bad boy as far as SDCC is concerned. Anyway, that's all I got for the SDCC stuff that was released or revealed in the last week. What do we got going on with that? What's everybody stoked with there? Let's see. Somehow my Decepticon Seeker clone review is winning the poll instead of my, oh no. Well, that's all right. People like Seekers too. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, did you see the SDCC Orion packs and D16 2-pack? I did see that. Was that last week or was that a couple weeks ago? Yeah, I am curious. I'm more curious about the new Transformers 1 movie, actually, before getting too crazy there. Batman Beyond was very good, in my opinion, and this reissue is very tempting, as I never had the original. Yeah, it looks good. Like, I have to give it to them there. That's of course, it is a reissue, so it's going to look good because DC Direct knocked it all out of the park way back when. But yeah, Dave, have you seen the NECA Ben Cooper monster figure at Walmart? I have not. I haven't. I have a Walmart that's maybe 10 or 15 minutes away, and I never go there. So what's that? Is it a What kind of figure are we talking? An ultimate? Or are we talking an 8-inch? Are we talking a quarter scale? I saw that NECA is releasing that Beetlejuice quarter scale, and man, they're going to need to release a 1/10 scale. I'm going to need that to show up. Yeah, TF1 is going to be, I'm warming up. Like, it took me a bit to warm up to those trailers, but I think I'm ready. I think it looks like a lot of fun. All right, so let's get rid of this one now. And instead, hide, you fiend. Let's see. There we go. You'd think I'd never done this before. Don't you love how I'm always so utterly professional with my presentation? Okay. Now we'll look at more stuff that I would consider, I suppose, news. Things that we don't know tons about just yet, but things that have been revealed that might be cool, or something else that I want to just keep tabs on, and you'll see why in a sec here. La 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 la, pre-6. All right. Now, I think people have been really wanting McFarlane to do this, to do the Batman 66. And from what I understand, this one's coming out right around SDCC time, but it's not an SDCC exclusive. It'll come out later on or right around then, and you'll be able to get him and all those things. I love that he comes with these hands, but again, I don't know what else he comes with. So he's kind of news in the way that he might be really cool because, again, McFarlane is releasing more stuff for their stuff. English, Dave, you should learn it more. So I don't know. You got the old diapers, probably going to limit a little bit of thigh articulation there. But sometimes when you're considering the fact that this was, Batman 66 and Adam West and all that, it wasn't like he was doing crouching ninja-style Batman stuff, so that probably wouldn't bother me. Something I'd really like is this kind of articulation in 1/12 scale. So maybe Spin Master can come along, since we'll be talking about them in a little bit. Then you've got McFarlane Collector Edition Clock King, who will probably come with quite a bit of stuff. Now, this thing's just goofy fun, so I kind of dig it. Now, it's not something I'll buy. I mean, we haven't really talked about anything I'll pick up just yet. But yeah, I do enjoy just the wackiness going on with that kind of thing. So I'm pretty excited about just seeing what other people do with that and seeing what the future is going to be as far as what all he comes with. That should be cool. And then we've got the Dick Grayson Batman, which these are the only pictures we have of these guys. That's why I'm not showing off all their accessories, and why they're more in this section is because I just don't know what all they're going to have. I don't know if I would consider them photogenic just yet, but with the way McFarlane's going, they have a good chance. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, wow, that's about the best Batman they've done. And then they said it's Grayson Batman. I'm going, well, it still looks like about the best Batman they've done. I think this one looks really good, actually. But I should probably take a break, see what you guys are saying here. Let's see. None of your reviews have been uploaded. Let's see. I'm just surprised people don't want to see the SM review. Yeah, it's surprising. It's surprising what people end up liking on YouTube or what they end up not liking so much. I put out videos that I thought were just going to go nuts and they get nothing. And then some that I think probably that I really dug, but they're not going to get anything, and they blew up. Well, blew up for me. So yeah, YouTube's a crazy game. Let's see. Harry sent me a link on Instagram. Oh, sweet. Oh, I see. Okay, I will check that out. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm not sure I did see it, actually. Let's see. I'm getting that Adam West for sure. Yeah, he looks fun. Like, he looks like, for fans of Batman 66, that's going to be fun, I think. These McFarlane are interesting because they have wired capes. That's true. Like, McFarlane is stepping it up. I guess I can't give him too much crap in some areas. I will tell you that he is stepping it up. He's just not stepping it up in a way that I want him to step up in. So it's totally selfish. I can see that he's making massive improvements with the line. I just need him to get better in like the waist and like the hip area so that things move better and maybe get the articulation better and figure out the scale a little better. Although, have they been getting a little better on the scale? I'm not so sure. I mean, truly, I have one McFarlane figure because I couldn't sell it. So I see other stuff here, though, and I'm thinking it is looking better. There is a chance here that this stuff's going to be pretty good. Now, let's head back here real quick. Now we've got Ragman Collector Edition. I don't remember this figure, or I'm sorry, I don't remember this character at all. It almost looks like they wanted to say, all right, we're going up against Spawn, so we need to create something that can go up against Spawn, and it was Ragman. So I have no idea what this figure is, but I do think it's cool. It's lit up really well. I like how they've got the green light shining through the diode there. That's nice. And then Red Hood. This is interesting. This would be one that would be a lot of fun to have, honestly. What with his Joker history and all that good stuff. But again, these are more news pieces just because I don't know what all they're going to come with. And then we've got like a Superman Batman fusion. I don't know what to make of that. Make of that. This isn't a book that I read. I can tell you that Superman and Batman fused together would be pretty much unstoppable. So yeah, there's that. I know nothing, which should surprise almost nobody. And now, everybody out there, I'm sure, has heard by now that NECA is doing a Tatsu figure for their 1990 TMNT line, thus ending the main characters in that movie. So that's pretty exciting for a lot of movie fans, I think. I still hear from people that the best turtles that have ever been made are those 1990 NECA movie turtles. And so if those people are going crazy and sticking with their 1990 line, they're definitely going to be picking up Tatsu. And I would say they're definitely going to be pretty stoked to have Tatsu. So yeah, man, this is going to be fun. This is just going to be fun to see the pictures people come up with. I'm going to be excited to see that because I don't know. He feels like Shredder was obviously the main baddie, but you didn't want to mess with Tatsu. There was just something there where the photos could be ridiculous. The setups for Tatsu can be ridiculous. It's going to be fun to see what people do with that figure. And now we've got Spin Master's PlayStation Shapes line, Shapes Collector. I don't know, something like this. And here we've got Atreus and Kratos. And I don't know, I've seen Kratos or I don't even know how to pronounce his name. That's how into it I am. So I don't know anything here as far as the characters are concerned. I can tell you that I've seen reviews when it comes to Kratos and Aloy. And the one thing that's throwing me here, now, first off, there was Wade on Unparalleled Universe did the Kratos review that I saw. And Kratos doesn't have a diaphragm joint, but he does have a ball peg at the waist. If you can't have both, that's the way that I would go. So I think Spin Master made a good call there. But the one thing that is bugging me about these figures is they're not giving them double elbows. So I look at them and I'm going, oh man, action figures should be more action-y. Plus, Kratos looks to me like he needs to be punching people. And if he needs to be punching people, he needs to have more of that kind of being able to really bring his arm back and go forward, you know, like a lot more of a bend than 90 degrees. So there's that with him. Otherwise, I think he looks really good. We don't know much about Atreus here. This is Jin Sakai from, I don't know, a game on PlayStation, but I still clicked it because I think he looks good. But again, if you look at his arms here, that's a 90-degree bend. So I'm hoping that in the future, Spin Master starts doing a little more on, you know, the double jointed elbow front. But on the other hand, these aren't figures that I know anything about. This would be one of those lines where I might pick one up to see how it does if they start doing double jointed elbows, but might not pick up much else. But I'm curious, what's everybody else thinking of these PlayStation things? And then we've got, I think the name was Varl, but this one looks good as well. It's got a weird, its design is really busy. So I don't know. I think it would be okay for me if that brighter green that he's got on his biceps, like around there, I think that would be better if it were a little more muted. I don't know. It adds a lot of color, and it's probably totally true to the character design. I just know as I'm looking at this, it looks really busy. It was kind of like the first Scarlet from G.I. Joe Classified, just a lot of color thrown at it. But I mean, they definitely chose the right background to put him in. I mean, he blends in wonderfully. And he's got the extra hands, he's got the weapon, he doesn't have an extra head. If I were doing the old school scores on these things, I would say 5 out of 7, and I would not recommend them for figure photography. But people have been pretty impressed with what Spin Master's doing, so I don't know. I should probably head back, see what the people are chatting with all this. Let's see. Not much on these PlayStation shapes, guys. So we'll keep going here. Now, I want to stay on top of Super 7 until those turtles are released, the 2003 turtles, because I just want to see if they're making adjustments. It sounds to me like this Conan and the Kull I'm about to show are much older body molds. So it strikes me odd that they would use them. On the other hand, maybe the point right now is they need to start reusing molds a little more frequently so they can start giving more characters double jointed knees and elbows. I don't know. That might be wishful thinking, but that's definitely something that I'd like to see. So yeah, this is me paying attention to Super 7. One thing that has never been a problem with Super 7 as far as I'm concerned are the renders. The renders always look good. They always come with plenty of things. It's just their single jointed elbows and their single jointed knees and all that. They just make it so it never feels like an action figure. To me, it always just looks like a posable statue. So that's why I don't get into them. But again, I'm staying on top of Super 7 just because I want to see if I see a pattern where it looks like they're going to start trying to do double jointed knees and elbows and other things, because that actually has me a little excited. And then we've got Kull the Conqueror, which I did a little reading. Apparently, Conan is a descendant of Kull. That's a lot more research than I think I've ever done. Kull, in fact, was an Atlantean. And when Atlantis crashed and burned, they had to move to land. And over the time span of many hundreds of years, then Conan showed up with a lot more barbarian type people, because with Atlantis, they weren't barbarians, they were civilized. But, you know, things just happened and it became very barbaric. Truly, that might be the most research I've ever done for any of these live streams. Again, extra head, extra hands, weapons. Like I said, man, Super 7 always delivers when it comes to just coming out with all these accessories. It's just the figures I've had problems with. Now, if you do order these two on Super 7 site, you get these extras. Kind of like how if you order the 4 turtles on Super 7 site, you get the 4 extra heads. So same deal here, nothing too crazy. And that takes us out of the news section, the stuff that I wanted to talk about, just because I didn't necessarily think that it really warranted the photogenic figures treatment, just because we might not know enough, or because they just straight up don't just yet. All right, now what I'm going to check out are the actual photogenic figures, and there are quite a few, and you guys are going to need to help me with some of these, because I did all my research on Conan and Kull and none of my research on anything else. because, you know, I'd like to say it's time and I'm super busy, but really I just, I got lazy. All right. Oop, you know what? Hang on. I have this stuff, so it's all, it somehow ended up in 2 windows. I don't want you in 2 windows. I want you in 1 window. You tools. Pushing the buttons. So, how's technology for everybody else? Does everybody else suck at it as much as I do? I feel like I'm actually not that bad, but on the other hand, I oftentimes feel like I prove otherwise when it comes to these live streams. But I will say no one should ever use me for their tech support. Mr. Elliman, the amazing reviewed PlayStation characters, or Aloy, yep. And it has amazing articulation. Deluxe figure, though. I did see that. I saw his review of her unparalleled, like Wade did Aloy and Kratos, but I'd already pretty much made up my decision with, made up my mind with Aloy because of D Amazing's review. By the way, D Amazing, that jerk had to go out and get Bane before me. So that review's already up as far as Bane's concerned. So if you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. I think the questions about whether or not Mafex can do large figures, I think those were answered when it comes to Bane. That looks like a great figure. Hopefully mine will be here tomorrow. Might not be here till Wednesday. But yeah, we'll get into Aloy here in just a sec. Make sure that things actually worked in my favor with technology this time. Here we go. All righty. We have Bleach figures. This is Ichigo, what is it, Kurosaki or something? I can't remember those names. But this guy comes from McFarlane Toys. And it looks good. And is that cloth goods? Actually, yeah. I didn't even think about that as I was putting this together. I'm going, this is a McFarlane figure, and it's got cloth goods all over the place. It seems to be just a regular size figure, or like, you know, like their regular 22 or what, $24.99 price points. Looks really cool. Comes with extra hands, has a weapon, gives it 6 out of 7 on the old school scale, which in fact does make it a photogenic figure. So we'll go through and find a few more shots, the turnarounds. I don't know what happened here. It's like the photographer didn't crop it quite right. But yeah, I think it looks good. I don't know anything about Bleach, which pretend to be shocked, but yeah, I mean, it looks like a good, solid figure. We've even got extra hands going on. I don't know. I don't know what to say here with this. You guys will have to let me know what you're thinking. And then we've got, I don't know how to pronounce this name, Yhwach. And the worst part is all I could think is something like Yhwach. Like truly, I looked at that and I'm like, Yhwach? Yum nub? I have no idea how to pronounce this. I'm an awful individual, obviously. But again, we've got another McFarlane figure that looks super cool. He might be making me a believer. I don't know that I'd ever get into any of the 1/10 scale stuff for his, but he might still be making me a believer on what he's putting together. But again, we've got extra hands, we've got the weapon, another 6 out of 7, barring the articulation being done well. Mr. Elliman, the Super 7 Kull and Conan look great, but I'm not investing in the line anymore. The articulation is too lacking. And I saw the Amazing Bane review. Amazing figure. Yeah, I saw that and I'm going, first off, I was going, why you got to get it before me? But Amazing seems like such a cool guy. You can't actually be mad at him. So I'm sitting there watching going, yeah, that Bane looks really good. So there you go. You're going to see once I get him, I'll have to take my crack at it as well, because I've been really stoked to see that thing. And now we're getting into Final Fantasy VII with Bring Arts, Cloud, and Hardy-Daytona. Now, what's really cool about this set, from what I understand, this is the same Cloud that was already previously released by Bring Arts. And for those who don't know, because I had to do my research, Cloud is the dude. So it's the exact same figure, but it comes with one extra pair of hands that can be used to hold the handlebars. So you're set. Like, if you don't have Cloud from before, you can get a twofer with him and the Hardy-Daytona motorcycle, which, by the way, I think the Hardy-Daytona motorcycle is really cool. So there he is with all the stuff. That's a serious sword, I just have to say. I wonder how tight those joints are, or how light that sword is. And there you see all the pieces. Obviously no extra heads, but obviously plenty of hands, a sword, a stand. I would give this guy, if I were still doing the scoring system, he'd get a 6 out of 7, thus making him a photogenic figure. But yeah, I think these are cool. I just don't know enough, you know? And they're the accessories with the man. And now we've got the Hardy-Daytona that is being sold on its own. And what's really cool about this, I'll show you as we go through these pictures. One, it just looks like a cool bike. Like, I can see getting this and using it for a Batman figure. It just looks like it could do that. This is me not knowing my Final Fantasy VII, of course. But what's really cool is if you do have Cloud and you just need the Hardy-Daytona motorcycle, then you buy the motorcycle and it comes with the hands that come with the Cloud and the motorcycle the set. So basically, if you have Cloud, you don't have to buy another Cloud. You buy the motorcycle, you get the motorcycle riding hands with it. And I think that's what every company out there should be thinking like. Instead of the sneaky marketing tactics and everything to get you to buy way more figures, I love the way that they're like, you know what, if you already have Cloud, we don't want to hose you. Here, you get the bike and you get 2 riding hands with it. So I think that's very cool. I'm really impressed by what they did there, just from a business perspective. Mr. Element, I'll definitely watch your review. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. There's so many questions I have to answer for myself. I canceled my pre-order for Cloud last year to focus my collection building, but now with the bike, I'm super tempted. Yeah, it's a good looking bike, man. I wish I knew more about all that stuff, but there's only so much time. The Daytona looks good, but the Fenrir still looks superior. Gotta see Fenrir. I'm not sure I've seen that yet, or I'm sure I probably have. I just can't recall it right now. Assuming you have the right scale to, let's see, to use it. Example, Marvel Legends versus Figuarts. Gotcha. Okay. Now let's keep going. And then we have Bring Arts Sephiroth. That dude's got a crazy sword and a crazy haircut. This is one you do not mess with. I love the crazy little stylistic proportions. Like, I'm looking at it now and how thin his legs are towards the bottom. Obviously, this is pretty well modeled after the video game, I would say, because people, they just don't look like that. But I love the posing that they put this figure into, even though that's a pretty simple pose. But look at the way the feet were posed out. It's not like they're just totally straight ahead. And then there we go. I mean, these are figures that if I were into this game, I think I would be super stoked about. I love that hand there. See how huge the hand looks next to that tiny wrist? Totally cool. And then there he is with all the things and all the things again. So Bring Arts is really bringing the Final Fantasy VII stuff to life. I think it's looking good. And then we have Zack Fair. Again, figures I don't know anything about, but looking at them, like the way the hair was done, that looks really good. I mean, that's the thing that stands out to me as somebody that doesn't know anything about Final Fantasy VII as just being this crazy sculpt. I also like one of the things that in art school they always tried to get you to mess with a lot was what they would call drapery. It could be basically any kind of material like a curtain, or it could probably be a t-shirt at one point. So you could really learn how to sculpt and draw those folds and everything else. And that seems like it was done really well here. So I am appreciating Zack Fair from kind of that point of view too. Yeah, that looks good. And are those must be just extra plug-in parts, I would think. And then there he is with all his things. And you get another view at all his things. And yeah, I love how they made these look like the game. It's cool, man. Yeah, man, there's so much cool stuff. Like any fan of any franchise, it seems, could be spoiled for choice. That game was a big deal when it came out. The commercials convinced my brother to buy the game, and he never even played a Final Fantasy game before. You know, you guys have told me about how crazy Final Fantasy VII was and all that. And this is the first time that I heard about the commercials. But it sounds like the whole world loved Final Fantasy VII, and somehow it totally slipped underneath my radar. So I'm a little worried if I ever pick up a controller and start playing something like Final Fantasy VII that I'll have to pick some things up. I'm impressed with the knees bending on the Zack figure. Let's go back at that. Let's see. Why doesn't it show me? Let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good too. I didn't even notice that so much. I was too busy looking at the cloth, but you're not wrong. All right. Well, now, who all tried to get their Mezco Casey Jones? Because I have not gotten a Mezco yet, and I wasn't going to go and get like this exclusive Casey Jones that I probably should have actually put in the SDCC section, but here he is. So I didn't get the turtles, but this Casey Jones, he looks pretty good. I just, not for me necessarily, but if you did try and you failed because you just weren't on early enough, because that tends to happen with this stuff, I do have a link to the wait list in the video description, as well as pretty much all the stuff I'm talking about as far as photogenic figures are concerned. There's links to all those guys in the description below. Affiliate links, consume, you know the deal. But yeah, I think Casey looks good. He just wasn't my thing. And hopefully, if you were into him and you wanted him to go with your turtles, which honestly, had I gotten those turtles, I might have felt differently about this, then hopefully you're going to SDCC or a wait list will convert for you. You know, the one thing about this that kind of bugs me, look at that joint, like the hinge that's going all the way down his shoulder. I don't know why, because that's just how these things function oftentimes, but that looks like it's going so far down. It's kind of driving me crazy. That's a good shot. I do enjoy the sweats look for Casey here. It could maybe be a little dirtier, but overall, I think they did a really good job. And I do like the photos. And it does seem like, one of my complaints when it comes to Mezco's product photography has been that it feels like you don't actually see the figure because they Photoshop them so heavily. But I think with the Casey pics here, they didn't Photoshop them quite as much. I think we're really getting what the figure's going to be, which I think is a great move. So he's got all the heads, all the hands. I do like the beat up head sculpt. I think that's pretty cool. The beat up mask, I mean. All kinds of the gear that he uses. Really, it looks like he just walked into a Dick's Sporting Goods and was like, yeah, give me all this stuff. And there you go. Plenty of stuff for the good Mr. Casey Jones. That game was a revelation to gaming. It was an awesome showcase of the PlayStation capabilities. Man, don't be selling me on an old game here, Eric. Let's see, $120. Nah. Yeah, that was a little high too. Let's see, if a person spent 400 plus on turtles, they better have gotten Casey. This is very true. Yup. I mean, there are some options for Casey, but like I'm looking at my Mirage red shirt Casey. It's not like you're gonna be able to mix him very seamlessly with those Mezco turtles. Casey standing up looks like he has the I'm wearing my dad's clothes syndrome on the pants. See, I don't think so much on the pants because those are supposed to be sweats, but I can kind of see what you're saying when it comes to the shirt. And the shirt doesn't look terrible. Hold on, let's go. It just looks really loose. Like, look at the shadow it's casting right there. So I don't know. And you wouldn't think it would be so loose under that jean jacket, which doesn't feel like Casey all that much to me. But yeah, those are supposed to be sweatpants, so those don't bug me at all. All right, now we're getting into a predator prey bloody something or other. Creepy dude. I like it. But I don't have any predator figures. And I'm thinking if I get one, I need to get the Jungle Hunter. Because Mafex has gone and released some stuff from the 80s movies, but they haven't touched Predator yet. So I think I'm going to need to get a NECA Jungle Hunter Predator at some point. And then actually start watching the Predator movies. I've seen part of it, like maybe 15 minutes towards the end, but I've never seen Predator all the way through. Again, bad nerd. And I say again because you guys find out that I'm a terrible nerd pretty much every stream. These are, NECA usually takes really good photos of their stuff, by the way. This looks like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on these two. This one's a little better. That one, I love how gory it just looks. Like, what happened here? This was from Predator Prey. Did he just like take a bloodbath or did he throw down with a bear? What happened to make this happen? Kenny Lang. His pants remind me of Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. There might be something to that too. Kenny Lang, I think this is the first time I've seen your name pop up. Thank you very much for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. Oof. Oof. See, Oakhurst Studios. Is this the Comic-Con exclusive? I don't believe so. And the reason, well, I'm sorry. If you're talking about Casey Jones, yes. If you're talking about this, I don't believe so just because I have an Entertainment Earth link to it in the description below. So I wouldn't think they'd have those for the con exclusives, but maybe? What the hell, Dave? So what you're saying is I need to watch. All right, so far you guys have found out that I never played Final Fantasy VII and I haven't seen Predator. These are adjustments I understand that I need to make. There are some I have to do. Like there are some things that I'd like to do if I get time, but there are some I have to do. I need to see Predator and I need to see, and I'm going to get flogged for this one, Alien as well. So that way it'll be good because I'll see both of them and then I can go until like they have Alien versus Predator and yeah, bad nerd, bad nerd. See, I never liked the Prey design, but this version does look better. It looks bloodier. Okay, say what you want about the photography. No, NECA usually crushes it with the photography. That's why it looked a little uncharacteristic for NECA. It was a bloodbath. Prey is a good movie. I did hear that Prey was good. I heard that you guys will need once I decide to start sitting down and watching Predator, I will be on saying, okay, guys, I just saw Predator. What's the next good one I should see? Because I've heard there, obviously, when you make a bunch of them, you're going to get some good and some bad. Dave, treat yourself and see Predator. I know, I will. I need to make time. I need to find ways. Looks like a bloody icicle. It does. Was he invisible when this bloodbath happened? Let's see, Kenny, totally reminiscent of Carl. Oh, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I recognize the sail box of the Predator. It's the Holothon Predator. Okay, gotcha. Oh, the Holothon. Pushing the buttons. Oh no. There's another OMG. That was probably the alien thing. See, next you're going to tell me you never watched Rambo or played Pac-Man. Hey. I played Pac-Man. But I never watched Rambo. Oh no. I'm going to 80s hell. I heard Prey will have a sequel. That could be cool. That could be cool. As long as it's, from what I understand, as good as the first one. Dave, view and review classic shows. That could be fun. That could be something where I go back and have just a separate channel, or maybe that could be one of the Patreon things. And it's like, I went and I watched this old movie that the whole world's seen, but somehow I totally skipped it. That could be a fun one to do. Predators with Adam Brody and Fat Morpheus is really good. Huh. All right. Fat Morpheus, huh? Let's see. Yep. Oh my God, never seen Alien. I led a very sheltered life. My family didn't like. Now I can't even blame my family. This one's on me. Wait, you haven't seen Rambo? All right. So what other 80s movies haven't I seen? Haven't seen Rambo. Haven't seen Predator. Let's see. Alien was technically 79, right? So I didn't see that. I didn't see Commando. What did I see? Let's start with what I did see. Let's throw some positives in there. I did see some Ghostbusters. I saw some Gremlins. I saw some Goonies. Basically, if it started with G, I was good to go. What other 80s stuff? Obviously, anything Raiders of the Lost Ark, anything Indiana Jones I watch. I consider anything up through Last Crusade to be canon. Star Wars, anything there I watched. Star Trek, I saw 1 through 6 of the movies. I didn't really watch the series all that much. Yeah. So I saw some stuff. I just didn't see the R-rated stuff because I was a kid at the time and just never went back and caught it. Ghost Tab, you might not like the classic movies because every other movie after them copied the formula, so it might feel repetitive. Well, I feel that I should see the first ones. And if every other movie copied the formula, then maybe I don't have to see those ones. Let's see, Karate Kid, 16 Candles. I saw Karate Kid. I don't know if I saw 16 Candles. What was the one where they were all in detention? The Rat Pack. I did see that one. Was that Fast Times? Anyway, no, The Breakfast Club. Yeah, I think that's it. This goes into, I reveal that I haven't seen anything. Did you watch RoboCop? Greatest movie of all time. No. Okay, so let's keep going. Oh, dear. Patreon, watch along shows. Oh, that could be fun. Let's see. Oh, you had good, decent parents. Well, mine just ruined my brain. I don't know that that's necessarily true. Come on. We're all having fun. I just, yeah. Maybe that's it, though. When I think about the movies I did see, maybe they were all, it was always PG. Let's see. Breakfast Club. Okay, yeah. Starship Troopers. No, and I was old enough to have seen Starship Troopers. I should have seen Starship Troopers. I've always heard how good that was. RoboCop, greatest movie ever or best movie ever made. Oh, oh, you know what? I live in Michigan. The fact that I haven't seen RoboCop is probably a crime. Let's see, yes, let's stop dumping on Photo Dave. We're good. We're good. I've got, let's see, bad nerd, bro. I know, Vic. I know. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. All right, let's before we get too carried away with my lack of all things 80s, let's get into something I know very little about, but at least some about, and that is some NECA Usagi Yojimbo black and white versions. This is the Samurai Usagi, and I'm looking right now. I've got the Usagi from the Year of the Rabbit 4-pack, and this looks like the same thing, pretty much just black and white, at least as far as this goes. Yep. And if anybody has gotten this or is into the Usagi Yojimbo character, then I really like my Usagis. So if you like this kind of thing and you like black and white, this might be something to go for. I'm not into getting the black and white stuff, but that doesn't mean I don't think it looks good. I think this looks great. But I am looking at this as I'm looking through here to see if there's something unique to this one. See, here's all the parts. Oh, you know what? I'm not sure mine has, well, I don't know. I don't have, like, I have my Usagi Yojimbo 4-pack stuff in a big bag, and I'm not sure that I've got that axe looking deal. I've got him posed with more a big poker, like a trident looking thing. So who knows? Maybe maybe there is something new here. And then Space Usagi. Space Usagi is one of my favorites. Now mine doesn't have the bubble head though. Mine has like a little laser eye thing, sort of a helmet with a microphone that comes down here. So it's totally different when it comes to the head. I do like that bubble deal. I think that's pretty cool. And this might be the other Space Usagi that was released, just done in black and white style. Because I know there was one, I think it was in a yellow box, but I think he looks good. Or I think the main colors of the figure was yellow as well. Or yeah, that. And I love Spot. Who doesn't love Spot? And yeah, looking at my Space Usagi, does he have the pistol? I think he's got the pistol. He's got the long gun. Let's see. He's got the sword, the laser thing going, the hands. Yeah, the thing that mine doesn't have that this one does is definitely the bubble going around his head. So very cool stuff. I love these figures. I'm just not the black and white guy, but if you're into the black and white stuff, I think these are good. Like I would wholly recommend, like totally recommend the Usagi Yojimbo figures. See, did you watch Back to the Future? Yes. Teenager hangs out with old dude who's not related and goes to the past to no sleep with his mom. I did see Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. Let's see. These are cool, but I can't collect every variant. Only collect variants in the Motu Origins line, my main collection. Nice. I need, you know what I need? This sounds terrible. I need a main collection so everything else can kind of be like, okay, maybe I won't spend money on that. My problem is my main collection would probably end up being Mafex, and then I'd be hosed anyway. I remember the author of Usagi was selling the black-white version of Rabbit Astronaut, so these might be a reissue of those. That is, when I read the thing on Toy Arc about these, they did say that these were available on that website. So I clicked on the link to go check it out, and it looks like they no longer are. So yeah, these are just going to get wider release. They're already, actually, I've got links to them in the description as well. So they've already gotten a wider release. But you are correct. Stan Sakai had them on his website, and now they're just not there. Let's see. I try, Dave. I try. I understand. I understand. It's a tough thing being a collector. People don't understand the sickness. All right, now we've got Aloy. And yes, I did see, like I said earlier, I saw The Amazing's review of her. What is it about PlayStation, or maybe Horizon more specifically? They use a lot of colors, but I think the colors on her look better than the colors on, what was it, Varl, just because they seem a little more uniform. 17 plus, whoo. But yeah, I like it. I mean, I think she looks really good. Now, one thing The Amazing said is even though she doesn't have the double jointed elbows, because she's got the butterfly joints, she's able to do the bow and arrow thing. So maybe she's a character that doesn't do a whole lot of punching or a whole lot of bending her arms all that often. And if that's the case, she might be perfect. Like I'm looking at this right now, and she'd get a 6 out of 10 when it comes to my old school scoring system. So, I mean, I would consider her photogenic, and if the butterfly joints make it so her arms don't have to bend past 90, maybe that's all it takes. I'm just now noticing, as I'm looking at this picture, by the way, 250 plus unique finishes and textures. That is insane. I mean, she's cool, no doubt. And when I see this, I can't really, I can't sit here and say, no, she doesn't come with enough stuff. She's got a big old spear looking dude. No, wait, that's the bow straightened out, isn't it? Or no? I don't know. Who knows? And then, let's see, the quiver for the arrows, an arrow, the bow itself, tons of hands, tons of faces you can swap out. Honestly, I would be very tempted to pick this one up as my testing figure for this line. I just wish she had the double elbows. But again, if the butterfly joints get the job done, I'm not gonna, I can't be upset. Especially when I don't know anything about her. I buy a ton of Mafex. So good. I know. That's probably, I mean, that is my favorite line. I've said in the past, if I had to get rid of the rest of my collection, I would hold on to the Mafex. Let's see. What is this spear? I don't know. What is this thing that Aloy comes with here, gang? Did anybody play Horizon? See, their colors are probably meant to blend in with the colorful environment. You know, the picture that we saw with Varl seemed to sell that. And that would make sense. Stick to one theme for your collection. Otherwise, it looks all over the place. I failed on that, and I have a DuckTale figure next to a Goblin Slayer figure. No, I can't judge. Like, I'm sitting over here looking at this stuff right now. I've got all kinds of that stuff going on. I've got, like, Plunderlings standing next to just monster-type stuff. It's just not, it doesn't look right, but it also adds to the fun. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself. That's what I like to say. Hang on. Let's see. No. You know what? I'm asking you guys if it's a spear. And so the mom watches these, and she just texted and said, David, it says spear right under it. So, yeah, I should read once in a while. See, the bow doesn't look like it's using a string because I don't see a knot. Probably a plastic line. I didn't notice that. When it came to The Amazing's review, I was more concerned about figuring out how the arms worked. So I couldn't tell you there. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I know that not everybody gets into the 3.0 MDLX Transformers. But I gotta tell you, I love the way this line looks. And I've got the Prime, I've got the Bumblebee, I've got the Megatron. I had a pre-order for Rodimus that got pulled out from under me when the store that I ordered him from went under. And then there's Starscream and Thundercracker and Sideswipe and Skywarp and now Jazz. And Cliffjumper doesn't count because he's just a red Bumblebee with a Cliffjumper head. But Jazz looks so good. So I don't know who else is into the MDLX line, but check this out. Okay, so here you can set him up so he looks more like his animation appearance because his doors are down. And here you get him to be more like his action figure appearance or his toy appearance because the doors are up. Or the doyas. But man, I love the redesign on Jazz here. This looks so good. And he looks so sleek. Like the old school toy didn't look sleek at all. And no version of Jazz has ever really looked sleek. But when you look at him on the cartoon, they really kind of brought in his chest and everything. So it looked like more humanoid proportions. But man, this looks... I have to say, there is something about non-transforming Transformers that makes it so they can really go all out and make them cool. And I know that this has been out for a while. I don't know how I missed this because this is incredible. Look at that. Catch! You know, when Prime's rolling down a river or something and Jazz needs to stop him from falling or from, drowning and continuing down the river, he fires this thing off. Oh, wait, no. The catch was when he was saving Sparkplug and Spike from the oil rig. That's right. But man, look at that head sculpt. That looks so good. Eric, for real, Dave, it says spear. I know. I have failed as a nerd tonight, and I failed as a student of reading. So really, it can't get much worse, I don't think. Jazz is probably my favorite. Looks great. Yeah, he just looks... It's ridiculous how good some of this stuff looks. I only have a DLX Optimus Primal. I'm debating on which Optimus version to get. They showed off... I didn't grab a picture of it just because I don't generally... I only talk about MDLX because I'm into the line. I don't talk about DLX much, but I think the new... What was it? It was Optimus Prime from one of the Bay movies, from one of the first three, I think, has that design. And it looks really good. And I'm not a Bay design guy, but man, that thing looks good. I will say I have the MDLX Optimus Prime, and I loves it. So I don't know. I don't know what to do as far as the recommendations concerned there. I can just tell you, I really like it. See, I got Yellow Park, so I'll cross my fingers they make Jazz. Man, a while back I said, I don't need Yellow Park. I've got MDLX. These things are great, but they're much pricier than Yellow Park, and the Yellow Park looks really good too. So now I'm stuck. I want to keep going down the MDLX train, but we'll see. I thought there's no way I need other Transformers. Then I saw Prime and Megatron from Yellow Park, and I'm like, oh no. BBTS just posted a NECA Ernie and Bert figure. Were those, let's see, I just saw something come across the feed before I got on here, and they were Toonie Terrors, I think, that NECA's doing. Or are they something else? Because the ones I saw were Toonie Terrors. Let's see, man, a Prowl would be sweet. And a Prowl would be something they would probably do in Yellow Park or in MDLX because there's repaint potential. You can get Blue Streak and Smokescreen out of it, plus all the, the Diaclone paint jobs and all that stuff. Jazz, you really only get Stepper as far as I can figure. But Prowl and Ironhide just becoming Ratchet, like I can see Prowl and Ironhide being the next two. For the Autobots, anyway. Maybe Grimlock. if you'd watched Predator, you would have known it's a spear. No, because that was Aloy. Or also I would have read underneath it that it was a spear. The Bay Prime designs aren't too terrible. Yeah, it took a long time. I don't really care for the movies. I will say I thought the first Bay movie was decent, but then they all pretty much went downhill. I liked Dark of the Moon a little bit, but nothing else really that Bay did I really dug. I will say things that grew on me were Prime's design and Bumblebee's design. When it comes to the rest of them, it didn't really grow on me. I still much prefer pretty much every other design for Prime and Bumblebee, but those did end up growing on me by the end of it all. And I do like Bumblebee's design in the standalone Bumblebee movie. I thought that was pretty cool. So far, I'm thinking of getting Bay Optimus to combine him with Jetfire. Oh, that's right. I forgot that they could do that. Do it. That's the way. I don't even, I think that's the thing. Toonie classics. Okay. Toonie, I guess, well, Bert and Ernie probably are scary to somebody, but it makes more sense that they'd be Toonie classics than Toonie terrors. Bert and Ernie are Toonie classics, so you are right. They are of the Toonie line. All right. Whew. I was close. Okay. So it didn't get terrible when we learned that I couldn't observe words or that I'm a bad 80s nerd. And I almost blew it with my Transformers knowledge with my 80s-dom as well. But that's pretty much all I've got on the docket. Did anybody else notice anything in the past week that I missed? Because I want to make sure and cover all the things. Woo! And, take a swig. Tea. Delectable. Oh, something else, and I don't know if it's still up. Hang on, let me check. Here. It came across my screen that Valaverse had the new Bone Collector up on their page. And I'm going to look real quick and see if he's still there. You guys can see me looking on tabs while you're just wondering. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can find him. Let's see. And maybe he's going to be towards the bottom. My computer. Every time I go to the Valaverse website, my computer decides it doesn't want to go too fast. And I know that their exclusives are generally on the bottom of the products page. So let's see here. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, hang on. Let's see. I'm going to pull this up so we can take a look at our boy Bone Collector. Just before we shut this thing down, because I think he looks really good. Present. Dang it, where did it go? Here we go. There is Bone Collector from Valaverse. This was an exclusive, I believe, at the DFW show, and it is still available. And I think it looks really good. I think Valaverse is going to end up crushing it. I mean, if they can get enough story out there for the general public to start seeing what's going on with this line, it's going to go nuts because this stuff is crazy. I love the look of this thing. And if we go back, open. Here's all the stuff he comes with, which is obviously a whole lot. He's got the mask that'll go over the head, got the screaming head, got the machete, got the bullets flying out of the chamber. So he got the blast effect, all kinds of hands. Ooh, man, yeah. I think this looks incredible. I never got the first Bone Collector, but when I see something like this, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I can go back and grab this guy. See what else we've got here. There's other pictures. Okay, this is just him in his box, in his package. And there you go. Ooh, that blew up. Anyway, Bone Collector, available. Looks awesome. Star Wars Hot Toys and exclusives announced. Hot Toys? I don't talk about Hot Toys. All right, hang on. We'll go find some Hot Toys here in a minute. Let's see. Valiverse are nice, mostly. Yeah, I'm starting to come around. Like, I always thought they were pretty cool, but now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, why don't I have more of these, you know? By the way, my pre-order Moto King Avengers Spider-Man is in stock, so we should see reviews soon. Nice. Ooh, I want to see that. I want to see basically anything that's Moto King. I want to see what goes crazy, what they're doing with it. Bobby put Bone Collector to mess with the scalpers, selling them on eBay for money. I do like when Vala messes with people in that way. That makes me happy. All right, I have a lot of Valaverse, especially the troops. Yeah, I need more. Like, it's gotten to that point where it's just like, how do I not have more of this? My Mafex Bane came in today. Can't wait to get home. Oh, Mr. Matson, that's going to be a glorious time. I mean, some of us saw the D Amazing review, and he's going to be incredible. I can't wait till mine shows up. All right. What do we see here? Where was that? Star Wars Hot Toys and exclusives. All right. Let's go to Toy Arc, because I think I saw the Hot Toys in there that you were talking about. Just because we can. Okay. Nope, we do have the brown suit Wolverine from Hot Toys and Hono Studio. Iron Man Mark III by Hot Toys. I don't know, let's see, as far as exclusives are concerned, but Fives and Echo. Man, I did love the Clone Wars, I have to say. I have intentionally stayed out of Hot Toys because that is a rabbit hole that just, frankly, straight up scares me. Arc Trooper Echo. I don't even know like how to critique these because I just don't look at them that often. I'll see them in passing. That's a serious Tamara Morrison head sculpt. I will say that. Let's see, Valaverse are nice. Yeah. I think I saw that. Did I get behind? Oh, I did get a little behind. There we go. All right. Now I feel like I'm a little more caught up. So yeah, we've got these guys. They look good. I just don't know. Like I say, I don't usually mess with the whole Hot Toys thing. The only thing here, oh man, yeah. The only thing here is they look really good, and I don't want to go out and start buying a bunch of Hot Toys. Man, Fives. Oh, got the big print on the chest. Yeah, I need to stay away. I need to stay away from Hot Toys, guys. It's bad juju. see, Eric, you agree with me. This would be bad. Actually, the only person that I know of that has Hot Toys that I actually know in my life is my mom, who bought a Grogu set. I am threatening to get her a Mando. And that way, the only hot toy I ever buy will be for someone else. So what I'm doing is making it so she'll fall down the hot toys rabbit hole and I will be totally fine. I'll just continue down my Mafex rabbit hole. By the way, I know there's a lot of talk when it comes to the prices, when it comes to Mafex versus domestics and all that. And obviously, totally valid. So I wanted to let you know, I looked on my Hobby Genki so I could see exactly what I paid and broke it down. Bane was it was either he was either 59.20 and shipping was 24.11, or he was 59.11 and shipping was 24.20. So there's those. So Bane really was $60. So when we get Bane, when you guys see Bane, I would say a fair comparison would be the Mafex Bane versus the Marvel Legends Odin. So if anybody gets both of those, they start to look at those and they're like, okay, what's pricing here and all that. Odin comes with a lot of stuff. I'll be honest. He's a bigger chunk of plastic and he looks like he's got a lot of paint. He just doesn't have much in the way of articulation. Whereas Bane has an additional faceplate and a bunch of extra hands. So there's just the way that I would do a pricing comparison. It's just looking at those things. I know that we have to think about shipping and all that. But if you just take what they're selling this figure for versus what they're selling that figure for, that's what I would do for a pricing comparison with those guys. And I got them, like I said, from Hobby Genki. Dave, Night Crusader or Nightwing? Ooh. Ugh. If you have the Hush Batman, Nightwing. If you don't, Night Crusader. There. But honestly, that was tough. That felt like gun to my head question. So I had to go with the quickest response I could come up with. You can drool over mom's Hot Toys collection. See? I don't think I would. I think I'd be okay. I had loyalty points. My Bane was only $30. Haven't been charged shipping yet. Nice. I will say I love Ami Ami. That's generally what I use. But one thing that was nice about ordering from Hobby Genki is, you know how with Ami Ami, you don't know the shipping price until everything's actually there? With Hobby Genki, it was like, yeah, we'll just charge you everything right now and you're good to go. So I did enjoy that. Doesn't mean I'll be a regular Hobby Genki guy. I went with them because Ami Ami was out of Bane. I never understood why Mafex costs to ship more than Figuarts. Mafex has bigger boxes, but the shipping is almost twice as much. I wonder if that's a DHL thing, because at least when I get them shipped, I get them via DHL. And I know that at least as far as the post office is concerned, a larger box does tend to cost more to ship than a smaller box. Probably even, like, it might be that SHF, because I've gotten some of those, and you're right, those are tiny boxes compared to Mafex. But I'm wondering if SHF just packs them that compact so they'll be cheaper to ship. I'm not sure. I know that the Spider-Man, the comic version, they tried to make a smaller box, but it still was pretty crazy for shipping. But for me, I've only ever had things shipped DHL, so I don't know about other spots or about other services. Cost more. Yeah. Don't worry, I got you. Eric, Hobby Genki is great. I have a lot of toys in my private warehouse there. I've been so patient. Oh no, that's gonna be nice when you finally hit send all the things, isn't it? I didn't know they had a private warehouse. I think HLJ does. Well, obviously Hobby Genki does. And I'm wondering, obviously Big Bad does. I don't think Ami Ami does. And that's one of their downfalls. So we'll see. I will say that I was looking at their stuff and almost all their Mafex Star Wars are in stock right now. And I kind of want to just go nuts. Like, oh, I'm sorry. All their Mafex recent Star Wars, not like way back when and all that, but like the Mando version 2, the Bo-Katan, the Ahsoka, the Boba Fett. I think Mafex is going to be my Mando season 1 and season 2 line, and SHF will end up being pretty much everything else. but we shall see. I know my Star Wars, I think, pretty much starts with A New Hope and ends with season 2 of The Mandalorian, like where I need figures. Although Clone Wars is really close. I kind of want a lot of that stuff too. So we'll see how it all goes. I'm just I've become that guy, I think, where I'm just sitting here going, man, I can't get it all. I like a lot of it, but I don't like all of it. What do I really like? And I really liked Mando season 1 and 2, and I really liked the original trilogy, and I really liked Clone Wars. So thankfully, SHF and Mafex haven't gone back and really gone nuts with Clone Wars figures. If they ever did, I would be host. All right, folks, I think that's what I've got for this one. So thanks as always for stopping by. You know it's massively appreciated. So until next time, have fun. Happy snapping. I'll see you Thursday. Hasta.